should young lawyers think about learning Supreme Court work? Is it relevant if you're in law school? So many of you are law students, some of you are practicing in trial courts, some of you are in high courts. Now, is it important to study Supreme Court work? Now, I'll tell you how traditionally all the big Supreme Court lawyers who are there, how have they built their practice? For lawyers who want to work in the Supreme Court, there are two routes. One route is that you start working under a senior at the Supreme Court as their junior and gradually go independent. You will only learn to do Supreme Court work this way. Okay. But a lot of lawyers say that start at the trial court level and later come to Supreme Court. So that's a different route. This route is direct entry to Supreme Court work. Okay. However, there can be monetary considerations. There are some seniors who pay really well directly at Supreme Court. There are some seniors who may not pay so well. Okay. And you may not learn aspects of trial. Okay. But this has been one route where by which people establish a Supreme Court practice. Another way is start working independently. So you'll start under a senior maybe and then also work independently on the side, or as soon as possible go independent, take your own clients in your home state at the trial and high court level. Okay. If you started with a senior at the trial court and high court, then after some time go independent and then later move to the Supreme Court. Okay. What happens is that if you've got 20 years of experience at trial and high court, after that you will shift everything, shift base to Delhi. What will happen is that your clients from your home state will refer the appellate work when it goes to the Supreme Court for SLPs, for writs, all of that, for appeals, all of that will come to you from the same set of clients who were giving you trial and high court and tribunal work. Okay, following till here. Okay, now modern strategies that we suggest that we've researched on and looked at from the experiences of various young lawyers who are trying to like identify faster, more reliable ways of breaking through the barrier, right? So the older method, the traditional method I told you about, you could see it takes 10 to 20 years to get to Supreme Court. Okay, and from that perspective, if you're doing this workshop, it may not be viable for many of you, right? Who has 10 to 20 years of time to build, to spend on Supreme Court litigation? Right now in law school, you'll say I'll graduate first, or you're just practicing in trial courts, you'll say chalo, let me get some clients, let me have 100 clients, then I'll go to Supreme Court, right? So now what's the new way? How can you actually leverage this skill? How can you benefit in your career at an early age from Supreme Court work? Okay, so the thing is this: if you're doing a trial and you can help your client till the Supreme Court, we shared examples, right? Interim injunction from the court also, you can get SLP till the Supreme Court. From an interim injunction at trial court, there's a step. Okay, there's an appeal to the district court or to the high, and then there's a revision to the high court. Okay, and then there's an SLP. All the judgments, by the way, of the Supreme Court that you read in in Mullah, the textbook that is there, or in a CK Takwani, where the Supreme Court is talking about the powers under Order 39, which is Civil Procedure Code order. How is it going there? Because the matters came through specially petition before the Supreme Court. Okay, so the point is that from any beginning stage, before the actual trial, evidence, cross-examination, none of that has happened, and the matter can go to Supreme Court. And the game in litigation is this, that if you get the interim relief, the first part of the job is over. That's one lasting victory. It's called interim, but because trial and all of that takes long, the interim relief changes the positioning of the parties. And if you see how matters get settled, they get settled based on negotiating powers of parties, which has been arrived at based on all this interim relief. You get an interim relief which is adverse to you at the trial court, you should be able to go to the Supreme Court on it. That's the requirement that your client wants you to have. Okay, so that will make your litigation strategy aggressive and holistic. Okay, and you will have the ability to brief a senior advocate yourself and have the matter filed through an advocate on record at the Supreme Court. So being an advocate on record has certain criteria to be followed: 4 years of practice, 1 year under a designated under an advocate on record with 10 years plus standing, and clearing the AOR exam. So that's like, after graduation you need 5 years at least, but that's not necessary to do Supreme Court work. Okay, the Supreme Court space is flatter than you think. It's more easier to practice at the Supreme Court than because you just have to learn the work. As a fresh graduate also, if you've got the client, you can go brief the Supreme Court advocate yourself, and you can just engage an AOR to file the matter. Okay, you can do the drafting work yourself.